Hey folks, my name's Ed Trevors. My pronouns are he, him, and his. I'm an Anglican priest serving in the beautiful parish of St. Margaret of Scotland that sits on the ancestral and on the unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Gwe. I want to tell you a couple of stories. Real short stories. They both take place in a city, a very small city in Ontario called Dryden. Now, these stories I'm about to share with you, they come from a story that was published, an article on CBC. And I will include a link to it. I'll pin a link to it in the comments for your review. It's a great piece, uplifting piece. And that's kind of why I wanted to do this, because I'm finding that, every now and then, with the world being the way it is, it's not hard to fall into a rut of always offering critique. And so in this video, I hope to offer hope, because these people offer hope. Their names are Shauna and Mickey. Now, I have no idea if they know each other, but they're both doing incredible things in their little city, in their city. Shauna is a recovering addict. She's lived with addictions for decades, the article says, but in her town, in her city, there are no safe injection sites. And she knows from experience that drugs are dangerous enough. Drugs are dangerous enough without the possibility of life-taking infections that come from dirty needles and a dirty environment. And so what Shauna has chosen to do is she literally goes around to the places where she knows people are using. And she brings clean needles. And she brings alcohol swabs. And she even brings those little containers, those little plastic containers where you put your used syringes. Because she knows that doing so will mitigate the health risks associated to using. It'll give these people a greater chance of surviving their addictions. Now, and she even takes around with her, the article says she even takes around that drug, the rescue drug. I can't remember what it's called, but she takes around that rescue drug for people that are going through an opioid overdose. Mickey's another amazing person. Mickey, according to the article, used to be homeless, but now he has a small one-bedroom apartment just off the street. And what Mickey does is that Mickey opens his doors for people. In the article, he says that it's not uncommon that if you get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, that you'll have to walk over 9 or 10 people to get there. He opens his apartment up to people who are going through what he has gone through. Gives them a safe place, a warm place, a place where they can be out of the elements, be away from the dangers that exist living on the streets. Now, what I'm about to say, I don't know what their faith is. I don't know if they have a faith. I don't know if they're Christian, Jewish, Muslim, pagan, no idea. And what I'm about to say also isn't me trying to appropriate what they're doing and laying it on Christian shoulders. No. What I'm about to say, though, I say because I want all of us, especially those who hold a faith, who are walking with Christ, to come to the realization that we can see Jesus at work and alive just about anywhere. Anywhere that people are operating from a sense of love towards their neighbors, we will see Jesus' face. Again, I don't know if they're Christian, and it doesn't matter. They're operating, Shauna and Mickey are doing what they do out of their love for their neighbors. They are treating their neighbors as they would hope to be treated. They are treating their neighbors as Christ would treat them. They're doing things that are well outside of my comfort zone. They're doing things that are probably outside of some of your comfort zones. They're doing things that I really do genuinely believe that Jesus would ask us to do. It's too often that the church, we have a tendency to believe that we'll only see Jesus in our actions. We have a tendency to believe that we'll only see Jesus inside the church or inside the church's ministries. And it's just not true. When our eyes are open, when our hearts are open, when our ears are open, we will find the face of Jesus. We will find the hands of Jesus. We will find the body of Jesus out there in the world, wherever and whenever people are doing the things that Jesus has called us all to do. Regardless of who they worship, if they worship, regardless of what they believe, if they have a faith, it's irrelevant. Jesus is found wherever love is found, wherever service is found, wherever sacrifice, true, genuine, loving sacrifice is found. I'm so grateful for Shauna's story. I am so grateful for Mickey's story. They give me such encouragement. Not because they're wonderful Christians, but because Christ is absolutely alive in them. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord's face be made to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord's countenance be lifted up to you. May you always know the peace of being in the Lord's presence. And I pray that our eyes will be open to people who are out there doing the work that Jesus calls us to do. I pray our hearts will be open to people out there doing the work that Jesus calls us to do. I pray that we will see Christ alive and active everywhere, that love is shared, and that we receive him. Amen. And Nemultus.